Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. You want to find something sturdy and comfortable. So you can sit formally in a meditation posture on the floor, but however, you can also sit in a chair. You can lie down. Just find a position that works for you. You don't want to be distracted by your discomfort, and you also don't want to feel the instability of leaning on the edge of something. You just want to be stable and comfortable. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. However, if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, feel free to do so. But if your eyes are open, just leave the screen alone. Drop your gaze down below you, kind of on the floor, the desk, or the chair, whatever's just below you, just kind of looking downwards. We're not staring at a particular spot in the floor, but we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle but clear gaze directed softly downwards. You're in a sturdy and comfortable seated position. Your eyes are either closed or open and directed down. Just settle here. This moment. All day we are worried about the future, reminiscing about the past, completely stressed, and failing to realize where our life is, which is here and now. So slowly kind of shed your worries, your to-do lists, your goals, and your past, your story, the person you think you are, and just be here. We're not looking for any kind of special experience. We're not trying to strive for any meditative state of mind. We're not clearing our minds. We're not doing anything in particular. We're just here. So drop all of your intentions, all of the things you want out of a meditation practice, leave them. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. And there's no one to become. You are here. So just rest. And I'm probably catching you thinking right now. I interrupted your thought process. You were talking to yourself inside your head. And notice how when you're doing this, or when this is happening rather, the present moment no longer is seen, paid attention to. And this is why we live lives of confusion, because we don't know how to step out of our thoughts. We continue to think and think about thinking and think that we're thinking about thinking, and it never ends. This horrible feedback loop. So this practice, although doesn't have any goals, it's not striving for anything, does have a bit of a technique that can assist with our capacity to understand what it's like to not be completely lost in thought. And that, of course, is to just move our attention away from thinking to something present. That object of presence, of course, is the breath. So take a couple seconds and find the breath. People feel it in the tip of their nose, their chest, their lower belly, or anywhere in between. Just find where you feel it the most. And instead of paying attention to this next thought, notice breathing. And maybe I'm catching you thinking again. But that's okay. This is why it is called a practice. When you notice that you're lost in thought, thinking about something, planning your dinner, worried about your kids, whatever it is, notice it and return to breathing. Returning to the sensations of the rising and falling of the breath. We're not focusing on the breath. We're not concentrating on the breath, just simply aware of it. We allow our thoughts to think what they want to. Let them continue on. Let them chatter as much as they want to. Only remain with breathing. Come back. Come back to breathing. Rising and falling. And notice how it feels that you're somehow sitting above your breath. Even if you're noticing it in the tip of your nose, somehow you're above your breath looking down at it from some point of attention, as if you exist in your head and your breath exists down there in your body. Just notice this reference point that you feel to be, and see if you can drop this to the place you notice the breath. In other words, notice the breath as the breath. The breath notices itself. What do you discover? All right, you can look at the screen. There's I think I've mentioned this before, but there's this great teacher, a Buddhist. He's no longer alive. He died in, I think, 92. But his name is Ajahn Chah. Ajahn meaning, I think, teacher in the forest tradition in Thailand. And people would come to him and ask him this question. They'd say, Ajahn, you tell us to practice all the time, practice daily, and never end practicing. But I'm just too busy. I can't practice all the time. I don't have time. And maybe this is you. Maybe you've carved out some time to watch this video, and that's your meditation time. And maybe this is the first time in weeks you've meditated. And that's okay. Don't feel bad about it. But we feel a lot of the times to be just so busy that we don't have time to practice. And so Ajahn Chah, he would say to this question, do you have time to breathe? If you have time to breathe, you have time to practice. And this is a point that's extraordinarily important because maybe you've heard me say this before, that practice never ends. What you are learning here, what you are noticing here, the capacity to look at our minds isn't something delegated for this time alone. It's not something we do formally when you sit down and decide to practice meditation. Honestly, meditation should just be the word, you should just destroy it in your mind. Forget it. There's no special time for meditation, although it is good to have a formal practice every day. But the real meditation never ends. It's a constant awareness, a constant looking. What am I? What is this mind? When I'm angry, what is it? When I'm working, what works? Do I see the breath? Even when you're having a conversation, breathing. Even when you're watching this video right now, are you in the in-breath or the out-breath? Do you know? Constant practice. So there is no such thing as no time to meditate. It just doesn't exist. If you have time to brush your teeth, you can sit for 5 minutes. Your mind will make 1,000 excuses. Because in a way, we're killing this mind. We're killing this person. It doesn't want to be found out. This little ego, this little me, doesn't want to be found out. So it will tell you, oh, you're too tired. You got too much time. I'll do tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow's when I start. Today's my last day of just hanging out, Whatever you do, just practice. Whatever you do, there you are. So practice. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for showing up for your life. And as always, and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.